Hi, I'm Loupy Gem and welcome to my Loupy Land. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about what I got up to last week. If you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, you might have seen that I've been helping Backstage with a theatre show. I recently joined a theatre group and a couple weeks ago I got an email asking if I would be available to help Backstage at one of their shows. And so I was like, yeah, sure, sounds good. I had no idea what I was signing up for, like, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm glad I did. I'm really glad that I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do this. I thought that helping Backstage would be a good challenge to help with my anxiety. You can click here to see my social anxiety video where I go into a bit more detail about how it's affected me. Wait, would it be there? Or would it be up here? I think it'd be up here, wouldn't it? You can click somewhere up here to see my social anxiety video. So, I got there and it turns out that they wanted me to help out with hair and costume changes. I have never done anyone's hair before, so I was a bit nervous about it. This was going to be a whole new learning challenge, like, and I had 2 days to learn how to do people's hair. So there was a tech rehearsal and a dress rehearsal. They were the only times where I had to learn how to do the hair and costume changes. And then after that, it was the actual shows. So with the first show, I did have a little bit of help. There was a lady there who is experienced with hair, and she's the one who taught me in that. But unfortunately, she was on holiday for the rest of the time. So for 4 of the shows, I had to do people's hair and costume changes mostly by myself. And so yeah, kind of got chucked in the deep end. But it was fine. I feel like I picked it up pretty quickly. I wasn't that great at doing people's hair. Like, it was decent, but it could have looked a bit better. But I mean, I've had no experience, so it's fine. It's understandable. I feel like this was a really good way to get out of my comfort zone. Like, I had to go up and touch people's heads. Like, I can barely look at people in the eyes. So the fact I had to go up and touch their heads and like talk to them, like, was a bit weird at first, but once I got used to it, it was fine. Like, I was just touching their hair whenever, really. And because of my anxiety, I did tend to ask a lot of questions, and I think that they did kind of pick up on that, because I, like, every so often I'd be like, oh, does your hair feel secure? Is it secure? Blah blah blah. Because my biggest fear during this was that they'd be on stage and like halfway through their hair would just like fall out or something. Like, I was so worried about that. So I made sure their hair was very secure. There was one point where I was on the verge of a very minor panic attack. One of the ladies' hair wasn't going quite right. Basically, she had this little hair device. It was like in a circle shape, and it went round her head, and it was like pearls here, and then like sponge on the back, which you like tuck the hair into. And because we'd been using it for the other shows, like, well, for the first 2 shows, the elastic had actually stretched, so it wasn't fitting quite right, and she was freaking out about it. She was getting very stressed, and that made me start to panic a little bit. I was very close to crying, but then I flipped it around and I was like, girl, we're gonna do this. I can do this. Don't worry. Leave it to me. We'll get through this. And I was very determined to do it. So I was like doing this, like doing some like magic with her hair, and it worked. I got it to work and it stayed in place. It was all fine, and I'm so glad that it did, because if it hadn't worked, I don't know what I would have done. Like, I probably would have just cried in the corner or something, like, oh, what do I do? And that wouldn't have been very good for anyone, because then that would have made everyone stressed. So the fact that I could control myself for other people, I was proud. Like, whew, I don't even want to think about what would happen if it didn't work. Like, I was trying to think about what I would do in my head as well whilst doing her hair. I was like, should I just chuck it into a ponytail or something? But yeah, I'm so glad it worked. So that's the only one kind of major thing that happened. The majority of the time, it went really well, I'd say. Like, I didn't feel that nervous. Like, it's a very, like, kind of high pressure atmosphere. Like, you have to work quickly and it has to be, like, neat and good and stuff like that. So it was a bit nerve-wracking, but I believed in myself. I was like, it's fine. Their hair is very secure. Everything will be fine. I actually found doing people's hair and like that, like helping with the show, quite relaxing. It sounds quite weird, but it was kind of like I was on holiday in a way, because it wasn't my normal like routine. I just get home and like be on my laptop, but the fact that I had to then go out after work and stay out late and do all this, I don't know, it's just really nice. I enjoyed it. During the last show, at the interval, they called all of us down into a room, and basically what they did, they were like saying thank you to everyone for their hard work and stuff like that. And I knew they had cards for people because I'd kind of seen them, and I felt like they probably wouldn't have got me one, that, you know, they'd forgot about me, stuff like that. And so I got a bit nervous and I kind of hid in the corner of the room where no one could see me. I just got so close to this wall, I was like, please don't look at me. I hope I don't have anything because I don't want to go up and collect it. And then they're like, oh, Gemma, here's a card and some flowers. And I was so surprised. Like, I don't know what it is about flowers. They just mean a lot to me. I've never received flowers before, so the fact that I actually got flowers for once was really awesome. After one of the shows, I think it might have been the rehearsal, I can't remember, we went to the pub, and as you know, I don't think I have told you guys, I don't drink, so I don't really go to pubs, and pubs tend to make me feel very uncomfortable. And so they were like, oh, do you want to come to a pub? And I was like, yeah, sure, it'll be fun. And so I went along with everyone. I sat down. I just got so overwhelmed. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I guess it was kind of busy in that, and there was a lot of people who I didn't know, because, like, you know, I'd only kind of just met these people. And so I sat down. I just completely blanked out, zoned out. It was very awkward. I was just kind of like a deer in headlights. I was just like, it was so awkward. My anxiety was not having it. It was just like, nope. And so it made it very difficult. Like, some people were trying to talk to me and I just couldn't understand them. Like, I was struggling to hear. I didn't really know what they were on about because I was just not there. I was just like, But I am glad that I went along. Like, it was nice to listen when I could listen, like once I calmed down a little bit, but I didn't really talk to anyone. And that really annoyed me. After that pub experience, I was really annoyed at myself. I was like, I should have talked to people, like, that's the only way I can describe it, just, I was like, why couldn't you just be normal and just, like, talk to people? Like, there was nothing wrong. Why did you freak out? Like, And so yeah, that was very awkward. That happened. But then after the final show, we did actually go to the pub again. This time I was like fine. I don't know if it's because we were inside this time. Like, the other time we were outside and so it was a very open area, but this time we were inside and there wasn't really many strangers about. It's just kind of our little group, and it was really nice. I was actually talking to people. I was so happy and so proud, and it was like some cool conversations that I had. yeah, then after the pub we actually went back to somebody's house to like have a little party type thing, majig. I didn't know whether to go or not. I was a bit like, I'm like really awkward in that, especially like going around people's houses, but I was like, sure, I'll go. I was so glad I went. Like usually I get a bit scared going around people's houses, but I had so much fun there. I was laughing so hard. It was great. And we were playing games and I actually joined in. I mean, I probably didn't join in very well, but I tried my best to join in. And there was one point where we were playing this game and they were sending one person out of the room and then we'd have to like pick a category and stuff, and then the other person would come back in and go around and we'd have to like guess what it was in that. And when it got to me having to go out of the room, I went to the toilet and I was in there like, I don't want to do this. What if I guess wrong? What if it's a weird guess? And I had a little tiny freak out in the bathroom, just like, how can I get out of this game? Like, And then I went out and it was fine. I managed to guess right. Luckily they did a nice one for me so I could actually guess what it was. So, you know, I was having a good time at this little house party type thingamajig, and I was too awkward to leave. It got to like 1 in the morning and I was like, this is pretty late. I should probably be heading home soon. But I was just too awkward to like get up and leave or say anything. And also, to be fair, I was really enjoying it. I didn't really want to leave. But at the same time, I've never really stayed out that late before, so I was like, what if I get tired at the wheel and fall asleep? Like, what if I'm like, blah. So I had a little internal freak out about how I was going to get home, and I was like planning stuff. I was like, maybe I can go to grandma's and sleep in the car, or maybe I'll just sleep in my car in the car park or whatever. And but yeah, I didn't know what to do. But then when things started like kind of dying down a bit, I was like, yeah, I'll probably go soon, but I didn't know how to. It's like, do I just, I am going now. Like, I can't if it's by myself. It's just like, And then it got to about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then this guy was like, I think I'm gonna go now. And so I was like, yes, I'll go. I'll leave with that lot. So I left with them, and then my car was actually parked pretty far away from this house. We walked there, and so we were like walking, and I was like, oh, where's your car parked? I was hoping that he was gonna say like on the way to where my car was, so at least I could have someone walk with me like half the way. And he was like, oh, it's like just over there. And I was like, oh gosh dang it, like that means I'm gonna have to walk by myself all the way back to my car. I don't really know how to get back either. It's dark and it's scary. And then he asked me, and I was like, oh, my car's at so and so, and he's like, oh, that's like pretty far. And I was like, yep. I feel like I probably would have freaked out if I'd walked all that way. But luckily, he offered me a lift and dropped me off at my car. And I was so grateful for that. Like, I don't know, if he hadn't, I would have probably like ran back to my car like, ah. And also, it was actually quite a challenge for me, because I actually get really nervous going in other people's cars. Because I have this thing, like, if you've seen in my social anxiety video, I threw up on a bus one time, so I get very nervous going in like transport in case I throw up. It's highly unlikely I will, but like, it's just something that freaks me out. So yeah, usually I really struggle with going in other people's cars. But this was fine. I like trusted him. Everything was good. I feel like it was a good opportunity, as you know, I learned something new. I got to experience new things, meet new people. I've also been invited to a barbecue by the theatre group bunch. They're having like a little barbecue this weekend, and I am like so excited for it. I don't know where I'm going yet though, I need to Google that. Thank you so much for watching, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! If you know me, you know that I don't drink. Sorry, my ear's itchy. But it was also funny because, wait, this is a mess of a video. I need to write scripts. I don't think I have anything else to say, do I? We'll end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Wait, I always do my outro wrong. Thank you so much for watching.